This is CBS 2 News at 5. Now, from Studio 46.
Imagine growing up with half your face totally paralyzed. That nightmare was one of New York's realities for one person. Now, he had modern medicine on his side and it performed a minor miracle. For 30 years, this is what Jeffrey Woodcock saw when he looked in the mirror.
So I just figured, okay, I'm ugly and people think that I'm ugly.
He was born with half of his face completely paralyzed. Doctors aren't sure what caused it, but Jeffrey's left facial nerve just didn't work. He couldn't smile, frown, blink, or make any other facial expression that most of us take for granted. He says it was a tough way to grow up.
Oh, I got teased. The kids were ruthless. I was just, never had a date in high school and that whole thing because, everyone always, would make fun of me.
He'd given up any hope of looking better. Then he had a chance encounter with a plastic surgeon.
More often than not, the patient comes in after having a paralysis for many years and having been faced with information that there's nothing that anybody can do for them.
But Dr. Roger Simpson told Jeffrey there was something he could do, a specialized surgical procedure called facial reanimation. Dr. Simpson is one of a handful of surgeons in the country with years of experience doing this operation, and he offered to help Jeffrey.
They're astounded to see what can be done.
God has smiled upon me finally.
He hopes to return that smile with both sides of his face for the first time.
When I was a kid, I always looked in the mirror what would it be like if I, always wanted to see what I would look like.
And tomorrow I'll show you this unusual surgery and the difference it's made in Jeffrey's appearance and his life. A couple of very amazing stories.
How great, though, for Jeff. Aiden's story is wonderful, but for Jeff to be told all his life, can't help you, can't do this, but for now,
that's right.
To be able to smile.
Wait till you see tomorrow. You'll be amazed.
To be able to smile with both sides of his mouth is all one young man ever hoped for.
We showed you yesterday how Jeffrey Woodcock was born with half his face paralyzed. Today, see how a local surgeon has him smiling like never before.
I only have half a smile when I smile, and this eye kind of stays open.
Jeffrey Woodcock is about to undergo an unusual operation called facial reanimation, taking a muscle from one part of the face and moving it to a different location. In this case, it's the muscle in the temple. As you can see, it contracts every time you bite down.
But it's not the only muscle that does that. So you can use it, move it, and have it do something else entirely and not lose any function.
In the operation, Dr. Simpson cuts one end of the muscle and then tunnels it under the skin and attaches it to the corner of the mouth. When the muscle's moved, it leaves kind of a hollow space around the temple. So Dr. Simpson will take skin from a human cadaver and implant it to fill up that space. He also inserts a gold weight into the upper eyelid so Jeffrey can close his eye. This is what Jeffrey looked like just 6 days after surgery. There's still a lot of swelling, but now when he bites down, the muscle that used to be in Jeffrey's temple contracts and raises the corner of his mouth, allowing him a full smile for the first time in his life.
There you go. See the motion?
I feel like my life is starting all over again, Brand new start.
And around 3 months later, after the swelling is gone and the incisions have healed, the results become more obvious. This is Jeffrey before surgery and now.
It's just kind of cool to have that side of my face because, for 30 years it wasn't there.
Now, as time goes by, the old temple muscle may stretch a bit, so Jeffrey may need more operations to adjust it. This certainly isn't a cure for the facial paralysis, but for Jeffrey, it's the next best thing, and I just love this story. And he called me yesterday. He was so excited about this.
He looks great.
He's doing great.
And it really matters on how you feel on the inside, and I'm sure that really helped a lot.
Well, as I told you yesterday, he had a tough upbringing because the kids are brutal, and he has a lot of inner strength. And he's just so happy.
He was saying yesterday how even in high school couldn't get a date and whatnot. I think he's going to be just fine now.
He's going to be doing great.
Go get it, Jeffrey.
All right, thanks so much.